today's video, I just wanted to do a whisper ramble while I try out this new face mask. It's the Bioma Biocollagen Radiance Facial Mask. I've been seeing it a lot on YouTube lately. Gosh, I hate YouTube. It's like so bad for me. I've been buying so many products just because they show up on YouTube over the last 2 years. But it looked really good. Now, a lot of times I say new product and it's actually already been out for over a year and I just discovered it and I think it's new and it's not. Before I recorded this video, I looked on the Boots website where I bought it from. I bought it in the store. And it has 121 reviews. And the oldest one is a month old. So it really is a new product, at least here. So, yay, I'm finally playing with the new kids. That sounds weird. But yeah, let's just, this has to sit for 20 to 30 minutes. I've seen I saw a few YouTubers use these were all shorts. A few had couple of patches that weren't fully dry, but everyone said 20 minutes. The box actually says 20 to 30 minutes. And we all know with how much I ramble, this is gonna stay on my face for 30 minutes. And it also says to avoid your nose, and only one of them did that. Only one didn't put it here. And it bothered me so much that the whole remainder of the short, I could think, you didn't put it on your nose. You didn't put it on your nose. Above your nose is blank. Put it there. Like, I was so annoyed because all the others did. But apparently, she's the only one that got it right because you're not supposed to put it on your nose. Well, avoid your nose area. Avoid your eyes and lip area. Not nose, lip. So avoid under here and avoid above here. So she's the only one that did it right. So let me just unpack this first. It still has a security tag on it. Well, it says security protected. I don't actually know if that's a tag. I don't think so. I've seen that before. I think I can peel that off myself. I think that just proves that it hasn't been opened yet in store. But I don't know if how the hell am I going to get this off here? Yikes, I'm gonna get a pair of scissors. Yay. So there's no little plastic thing on here. Why didn't I see that? I think I can just, it's like the tiniest. Yeah, it was a tiny little circle of plastic. I could just twist that off. It's twisty. See here. Just gonna peel that off. And then we will open this thing. I wasn't sure I was gonna make my videos this week, to be honest. I was really dead set on doing at least one for Sunday, which is the usual day I upload if I only do one. But I had been so good at doing 2 a week, which is not something I set out when I came back. I was like 1 a week. Aim for that. And I've been so good at consistently doing 2 a week since I've been back for a couple of months. I would have been so disappointed if I hadn't made that this week. Mind you, it's Thursday and I haven't recorded my video for Sunday yet. But and I don't think I will after this either. But I hopefully will tomorrow or Saturday because I'm going away on Sunday. Hence partly the Whisper Ramble. It's got a little cap that I'm just gonna remove. I think you're supposed to use this as a scoop to apply it to your skin. Actually, yeah, the scoop is in the cap. Oh dear Lord. I should have brought paper towels. I am so not handy with stuff like that. We're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna scoop it out. Ew, it has like a gum texture. It's like goopy. It's just to do it the best I can in my viewfinder. And we'll see. You have to apply like a generous layer, but from everyone I saw who did it on YouTube, they weren't exactly doing like huge, like you could still see their skin through it. So I don't want to apply way too much either, and yet I don't want to apply too little. I feel like there's too much here and not enough here. I think that's okay for that side. Yeah, so it's the last week of the quarter, which at work is always insanity. And I record these videos typically in the afternoon when I take like an hour break from work. Reason being that, and I think everyone who takes ADHD medication will know this, it comes with a crash. Meaning that because I take mine quite late, because I wake up late, my crash usually comes around 8 or 9. And I've been using that crash. For me, it's not humongous, but I've been using that crash to help me go to sleep earlier. So I do go to sleep at 2 a.m. for weeks now instead of my usual 4 a.m., which is great. And I sleep a lot sounder. I used to, like, a side effect from my beta blocker was always that I had very vivid dreams, and they would wake me up like 4 or 5 times a night, and I would just I wouldn't be well rested because I would go to sleep at 4 a.m. Sleep until 11, which is technically 7 hours. But I would wake up a million times a night, and it wouldn't be very good sleep. So now, I don't know what this Concerta does that counteracts that side effect, but I fall asleep within 10 minutes max. I no longer lie awake for hours, and I don't wake up at all, or I wake up like once. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I don't know if this is like really well applied. I can only see it in my viewfinder in my phone, this mask is that it's a peel off. So this is eventually going to dry into something that I can just peel right off my skin and I don't have to wash it off. We all know how I feel about washing things off. It splatters everywhere. So peel off. Okay, so it's now 11 minutes on my recorder. So 20 to 30 minutes after, when it hits about half an hour, when it hits 31 minutes, I'll feel around for the consistency and if there's any wet patches still, and if I have to, I'll leave it on a little bit longer then, until max 41 minutes. But yeah, but anyway, so I record in the afternoon because I work until about 7 every day anyway, and then I make dinner, and after that is when I get my concerted crash, and it is like, I don't know how to describe it if you've never had it, but it is, my eyes get extremely sleepy, but my whole body kind of goes a little bit into shutdown mode. It's not like my body feels tired, but it just is done. It's like I'm done for the day. And a lot of people, like most people, because I'm not a normal person, most people would get up at 8 a.m. and take their ADHD medication at 9. Some at 8. I don't want to take it without food, so I always eat something first. Let's say they take it at 9. They would get their crash around 4 or 5. And a lot of people get them so bad that they have to ask their psychiatrist for like a booster to still be able to function, because they're not done with work yet, or they still have kids to feed and things like that. I've been taking it to my advantage. I've been pushing through it. Like last night, I folded a whole laundry basket of laundry. Doy. What else would be my laundry basket? At like 10 p.m. because I didn't want to fall asleep. I had it really bad last night. I was really tired. And I was like, you cannot go to sleep yet. So, but I hadn't slept well the night before, and I'll explain that. So I folded laundry, and I can still do that. It's just I feel then extra physically exhausted after I do something like that, but a little bit more awake. The night before, I decided, why don't you actually try to go to sleep at like 11? Like you're fighting staying awake by 9. And you do everything you can. Like the amount of night buying I've done just because I want to keep scrolling my phone to stay awake until like 1. Actually, 1 is then when I try, is like when I lie down with my eyes closed with the TV on in the background, so that I kind of prepare myself to go to sleep, and then around 1:45, I switch everything off and I fall asleep practically instantly. I don't remember lying awake. So I think most nights I fall asleep by 2 and I get up still at 11. And have a great night's sleep. But I thought, since you're fighting so hard to stay awake, I know when you used to be really tired and you would go to sleep early, you would wake up after 2 hours. Your brain thought you took a great 2-hour nap, and then it would be wide awake all night because it wouldn't sleep anymore, because my brain can't comprehend that early is sleep time. That's still the case. So on Monday night, I switched off everything before 11 my head is usually busier, but still quiet enough. Not as busy as it was before, but you guys know I'm a football fan, and a lot of things happen on Sunday, and a lot of supporters upload videos on Monday, and these are all rival supporters, and I love watching their meltdown videos. It's so funny. I take it, we've had that for years, we'll probably have that again in the future, so I take the banter, but I also love the banter. So I spent the whole night, literally hours, watching YouTube videos about football, and my head was really busy. But that's not unusual. Again, been doing that for weeks since taking the medication. But trying to go to sleep early, mind was really busy, tossing and turning, and I checked my clock, and before I knew it, it was like 20 past 2 in the morning, and I thought, how have I been lying awake for more than 3 hours? When normally, if I had just stayed up and gone to sleep at 1:45, I would have been asleep by now. So I did not do what I usually do, which is give up, switch the TV back on to calm my mind, and then try to go to sleep again. I was like, I'm gonna stay trying to sleep and see if it works. Now, I think after that, I didn't fall asleep. It didn't take me that much longer to fall asleep, but I again woke up like 4 times and had a really poor quality sleep, so I was pretty tired yesterday. And then today, I had to go to the dentist at 9:15, which means I had to get up at 8. Which may not seem like much to a lot of you, but it's 3 hours earlier than I usually get up, which is a lot for me. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to fall asleep early. I didn't want to repeat the fiasco from the night before. But what actually always happens when I have to get up early, even if it's like 10, which is not early, if I know I have an appointment that I can't flake on, I can't sleep. I'm typically just up all night. So last night I only slept like 3 hours. So I really hope I can fall asleep early tonight. I'm exhausted, and I haven't even had my crash yet. But yeah, the video thing, I haven't had time this week to record it during the day, and it's a shame because on Monday I was supposed to go to the grocery store, so I put on at least my a basic face of makeup, but I got so stuck trying to fix my robot mower. I could literally do a whole video on my woes with that robot mower. It worked great for a year, and then last year I had nothing but up and down problems, and this year was the first time I was planning to use it, and we had 3 gloriously sunny days. All 3 days it kept giving me an error that I could not get rid of, and then finally on Monday night, after trying for the, I kid you not, not exaggerated, 15th time, I got rid of the error and the thing started mowing, and I was like, it was still sunny all Monday. It was 7 p.m. and it had started raining 10 minutes prior. So after 20 minutes, because my grass is pretty high and it was wet, my mower got stuck because there's grass all around the wheels. Anyway, I don't want to get into my mower because it's going to make me mad. I'm going to have to wait now for dry weather, which I don't think we're going to get for a week. So even higher grass, but that my mower is meant to mow in the rain. It can handle it, but only when your grass is fairly low. Mine is high from the mower not working the last 2 months of like September and October last year, when the grass would still be growing. And now it being end of March, it's just too high to mow when it's wet. So next week we should have a few dry days. I think if it can dry for a full 24 hours, I should be able to run it. So Monday I spent too much time. I spent time outside, but I spent so much time working on my mower and getting frustrated that I couldn't go to the store anymore. I was like, no, not today. And then it's Thursday. Tuesday, I then got dressed. I got dressed every day this week so far, you guys. Like, miracle. Tuesday I went to get groceries, and I had just again basic makeup on, but that doesn't matter. I can record with or without makeup. I don't really care about that too much anymore. Although I love playing with makeup again lately, so I would prefer a full face of makeup, but basic makeup, since my skin care has been so good, since I've been taking such good care of my skin, I think even basic looks pretty good. Anyway, yesterday I put on a full face of makeup. Yesterday I picked up a package that I ordered online. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna kill me. I ordered 3 new MAC blushes. I also ordered incidentally, the L'Oreal Blur Filler Contour Sticks, because while they're still not available in any store I've seen in Ireland, the Look Fantastic website had them new in. Look Fantastic is an Irish website. Not Irish, European website. I think they're UK. But they now had an ad up that popped up all over my social media. Great news, Irish customers. We now include your customs and VAT duties in your final sale price. So you no longer have to pay them separately, which is great because I never know how much I'm going to get slapped extra with custom fees, which is why I rarely order from the UK anymore. But in this case I could, and it was new in, so I bought 3 of those. Then a week later they were doing a 25% sale on all high-end makeup. So I bought 3 MAC blushes because the price compared between Europe and the US, I wasn't going to save any money waiting 2 months to buy it in New York. So I bought them here. And then I placed another order 2 days ago for the Armani Beauty, like liquid eyeshadow, because I love my MAC one, but every time I pull it out of my makeup bag, it's more and more cracked. And this one is liquid, so it won't. And it was a ridiculous sale. It costs 39 euro in Ireland. I think $37 in the US, which equates to 33 euro. And and it was on sale for 28. So I couldn't think, I was never gonna get that cheaper. So I got that, and then I bought a few Morphe brushes that I was gonna buy when I went to Dublin this weekend. But again, they had a 25% sale on, including on the brushes, so I was just better off buying them online. because it's a collection point for that website, which is kind of nasty because they sell a lot of the same products Boots does, but currently at a discount. So I'm getting stuff delivered that store also sells, but I bought it somewhere else. When I went to pick up that package, I also picked this up, so it made me feel less bad. Out of the 3 packages, the last one still needs to get here. I at least bought one item there. Plus, it is my pharmacy. They get all my prescription medications. I buy all my over-the-counter painkillers there. I buy all my makeup. Like, I've bought half the Elf rack and half the Maybelline rack there, so they can't complain. But I had a full face of makeup on, ready to sit down and record a video. I had tried some of the new MAC blushes, which I tried 2 of the 3. They're gorgeous, by the way. The 3rd is actually the one that I think is going to be my favorite, so I'm dying to try that out. And I was all ready to record a video, but I had so many calls yesterday that by the time I was done, it was 6 o'clock, and then I had to wrap up my admin stuff, and then I was like, it's dinner, and I'm gonna get a crash, and I won't be able to. And also at that point, I didn't really feel like it anymore. So today I was like, look, I'm not putting on a full face of makeup today. I did go to the dentist, but I'm not gonna even put on a little bit of makeup for the dentist because I can't put anything here anyway. I have this wide open constantly, so I thought, let's just try out this face mask with a little whisper ramble, and I still will do a full face of makeup either tomorrow. Friday's typically a quieter day at work. We have a no call Friday policy, so doesn't always work, but I typically have no calls on Friday. And even if I do, I still have Saturday. There's no football this weekend. And I'm not going to Dublin until Sunday, so I could still record it then. So yeah, that is actually what I mainly wanted to talk about. This has been on for almost 20 minutes and I still haven't gotten to the Dublin part. I'm going to Dublin on Sunday. I'm going to a Josh Groban concert. I haven't seen him in years. Luckily, this is kind of like a greatest hits tour, so the only songs I won't know are from his last couple of albums. I haven't bought his last 5 albums, but I also haven't bought Taylor Swift's last 3 albums or Westlife's last album. And that's really because music has just not been my thing. When I was going through a mentally really hard time, it gave me anxiety to listen to music, and I just prefer to listen to podcasts. You guys, I think I played this all wrong because none of it looks dry, none of it feels dry, and it is 20 minutes. It's supposed to be dry. So let's give it another 10, but this is supposed to go all see-through, like a sheet of paper that you then just pull off, and that's not happening. So clearly, when they say apply it generously, or they don't mean this generous, I think I applied way too much. And also, like here I have a lot, and then here I have nothing. So I have to do this in the mirror next time. But that wasn't the point of this video. I just wanted to do a ramble and try this out for the first time, but lesson learned, do a face mask in the mirror. Anyway, I've changed my plans regarding this a million times, and this is what I think about at night when I'm trying to go to sleep. That's when my mind isn't quiet. I don't think about this during the day. I think about this at night. I was initially going to go to a place called Dundrum Shopping Centre, which is, to my recollection, my favorite shopping centre in Ireland, but I haven't been there in 15 years. But it is, no, 15, not a big difference. I haven't been there in 13 years. It is it's a more upscale shopping center, and it has I think it's very pretty on the inside. It's a very cozy vibe. I feel like a lot of Irish shopping centers are all white and kind of cold. Not in temperature, but have a cold feeling. And Dundrum, I remember just feeling so warm and cozy. But I couldn't make it work. I was like, you're either gonna have to go, because I'm not a huge shopper. I get bored with shopping very quickly. Okay, that may sound crazy giving all the things I buy, but I'm a big buyer. I'm not a big shopper. I online shop. Love that. I'm not a big in-person shopper. I hate trying things on in dressing rooms. I hate going from store to store. I can't even really look for clothes in a store. I can't look on every rack. I have to stand in the middle point, look around, and see if anything catches my eye. And if there's a rack that looks kind of like it might have some nice things, I will go to that rack and look on it. But I don't have the patience. I'm not someone who shops long. So I thought, if you drive up on Saturday, you have to book an extra hotel night for 2 hours of shopping? That's ridiculous. Leave early on Sunday and go before your hotel. But my hotel is located across from the arena. I literally walk out of my hotel into the arena, and afterwards out of the arena back into my hotel. But the car park belongs to the company that owns that whole, it's called the Point Village. So it's got the 3 Arena, the music venue, and then it's got a building with a cinema, a couple of shops, some restaurants, and the hotel. I do believe that hotel has been there way longer than all the rest. Aside from the arena used to be called the Point, and that was the only thing that was there. And then it was rebranded a couple of times, taken over by different owners. And then the hotel was built at some point, and then at some point again they decided, Dublin City I assume, decided to turn it back into the Point, but instead to make it the Point Village, because the arena is not owned anymore by Dublin, it's owned by 3. So the car park is also owned by whoever owns the Point Village, which I'm guessing might be Dublin City. So everyone, and you get a concert rate, so everyone is going to that concert that night is going to try to use that parking. Now, overnight guests in the hotel also get an overnight rate for that parking, and I need to make sure I'm there on time so that I have a parking spot for overnight. The earliest I can check in is 3. That's also the earliest that my overnight rate starts, so I wanted to be in my hotel around 3, 4 at the latest. And I thought if you leave your house at 10, you could be at Dundrum at 1. That gives you an hour and a half really of shopping, which I wrote down the shops I wanted to visit and what I wanted to buy. And an hour and a half really should have been enough. But I just kept thinking to myself, what if you get distracted by a lot of things and you actually do enjoy the shopping and you just want to keep going? And you're going to be late. So you can't do it then either. Then I was planning on working from our Dublin office on Monday and leave around 4. And instead of going home, going to Dundrum Shopping Centre then. But it turns out that no one is going to be in the office on Monday. And I said to one of my team members, I was like, what do you mean? You're always in the office Monday and Tuesday. And she said, yeah, but not quarter end. Monday and Tuesday are the last 2 days of the quarter. We do not come in. We work really long hours those days. We all stay home. And I was like, well, you knew I was coming. I told you this before. I'm sure she didn't register in that moment that it was quarter end, but I was like, there's no point me going to the office now. I'll just leave my hotel at like 8 a.m. and drive straight home, and then I'm home around 10:30 and can just work from home. And then with everything I bought online, I was like, is the shopping center really still worth it? So I decided that instead of doing that, I'm gonna leave an hour earlier on Sunday. So instead of noon, which would have got me to the hotel around 3, I'm gonna leave at either 11 or 10, I think 11, and go to Blanchardstown Shopping Center instead, which is on my way to the hotel. But apparently a lot huger than I thought. I looked up a map of it and I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get through this in an hour. But if I give myself 2 hours, I'd still make it to the hotel by 4, which is my absolute latest. Not because I have so many things left to buy, but they have a Mango and a Zara, which I really want to visit because we don't have those. They have a lot of stores we don't have. But I'm not interested in all of them, but I love Mango and Zara. I usually find a lot of clothes there. And I get to visit them like once or twice a year, either when I go shopping in Antwerp or yeah, I stand corrected once a year. No, or when I go shopping with my mom in Spain. Well, my parents, but my dad and I, we always make an agreement with my dad when we walk into a shopping center that in 2 hours we'll meet at a certain point, because otherwise we just lose him the whole time, and it's annoying. We can't find him, so we just shop without him. And Spain has, I think, both Mango and Zara. They definitely have a Zara. I'm questioning now whether they have a Mango, but I think they do. But yeah, we don't. So I have to go to Dublin for that, or Limerick. Although I did look at Limerick, and I believe they don't have a Zara or Mango. There's one of the two they don't have, which surprised me because the shopping center in Limerick is the biggest shopping center in Ireland. So that kind of surprised me. Anyway, that's what I'm doing this weekend, and I might attempt a vlog style video, which I've never done before, so we'll see how well that goes. For like a get ready with me to go out for the night, which would be like makeup, hair, and outfit, and then do like a voiceover afterwards. But I still need a video to put out on Sunday while I'm chilling to Josh. So we'll see. I think that's all I needed to ramble about. It has literally been 30 minutes and this thing is not dried. So clearly I did not apply it well, but I knew doing it in my viewfinder that was going to be really hard. I can feel that this has like thickened. So see, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Peel off, but all over peeling something off your face in one go, or in a big piece. And also, it's supposed to give you like a glass skin look afterwards, and I don't know if that's going to be the case for me because I have too many wet patches still. But this video really wasn't about the mask, it was about the ramble. And I will try this mask again, maybe tomorrow or maybe on Saturday when I have more time and when I can just do it in the bathroom mirror. Ew. Alrighty. Do I have anything here that I can peel? I can't even see it. I can't even see it. Whether anything here is like peely. I feel it. I feel that there's like a hard layer on that just could be my hard hair. Oh, no, hang on. Ow. Don't. Ugh. You put a headband on and it's, well, there's your hair. Yeah, it's still got in your hair, so that kind of hurt. I think also next time, I just didn't want to do that because I was doing a video, but I think next time I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers and spread it out evenly. I would never normally use an applicator because I know from experience with me, they never apply the product evenly. So I would have done this with my fingers, but because I was recording a video and I forgot to bring paper towels, I didn't want to make them all messy. This was supposed to be way more satisfying to just peel the whole thing off in one giant mask, but it's all little bits, so it's not as nice. But yeah, I also can't really show the like shine of the mask. I'm gonna wipe because I'm tired of it. I'm gonna wipe all these pieces off because they are too wet. You know what? I'm gonna stop the video here and I'm gonna go to my bathroom and take a washcloth and just wash the rest off. Not wash because I hate water, just wipe the rest off. Because, yeah, I mean, here you can see the shine. Maybe that's because, no, I think the mask is off there. And there. Bioma, I am not a good spokesperson for you. I do recommend it though if you want to look it up. There's plenty of YouTube shorts who do it right. Just look what the skin looks like afterwards. It does leave you with that glass skin look. I don't know for how long. Probably just for like 20 minutes or so. But it is supposed to be very, very hydrating for your skin. And I wanted to get it because it's a peel-off mask. But I need to apply it better than the way that I did. So yeah, that is it. I am going to end it anyway because I still have to work. And I'm sure tomorrow or Saturday I can do a proper video that I can upload on Sunday. This one needs to go out today. It was supposed to go out yesterday, but I couldn't record it yesterday. And then I'll try to do a get ready with me for the concert, but that may also be an epic fail. I don't really have the equipment for vlogging, and I know someone asked me to do a voiceover vlog of my New York trip, which I'd love to do, but if I really want to do vlogging, I think I need different